The autumnal splendor of the Cache Valley, beautiful part of the country here in Logan, Utah. 23-3. Utah State has won 7 straight games in November. Looking to make it 8. Nice lead over Hawaii as we head toward the second half. Welcome back, Dave Ryan, Adam Archuleta. Played in Super Bowl 36 for the St. Louis Rams. What interests you most about the second half part?
Well, I think for Utah State, they've got to watch out because Hawaii, they've shown that in the second half, especially in the fourth quarter, they have a never-say-die attitude. So for the Aggies, they just have to keep it up and keep taking it to the Rainbow Warriors.
Not a great start for Hawaii. Adam Archuleta does not like this call. Morel Jackson ejected on the targeting call against Travis Reynolds.
Yeah, I thoroughly disagree with this call. This was a key play, helmet-to-helmet targeting call. Gets the Aggies down in the scoring position, and then Garrettson is able to hit JoJo Natson out of the backfield. Joey DiMartino with a great cutback run to add their second touchdown of the game. And then Norm Chow trying to mix it up. A little bit of a fake punt. Utah State, the Aggies prepared for it. And what do you know, a big 52-yard field goal just before halftime for another more points on the board for the Aggies. So it's been all Aggies in the first half. Defensively, for the Rainbow Warriors, they're one of their best players, John Hardy Tuliao, has done a nice job all over the field, 6 tackles and a pass breakup.
Jake Thompson kicking off for Utah State. John Hardy Tuliao, one of our Geico difference makers. St. Just lets that go for a touchback. Back down to Evan Washburn.
Well, guys, I caught up with Norm Chow, and the message was keep fighting. Remember, this team arrived in Logan at their hotel at 2:31 this morning. Message, keep fighting. Schematically, they have to get more pressure on Darrell Garrettson. They feel like he has got way too much time to pick them apart in the back end. But the coach was optimistic. He knows his guys will fight in the second half like they have the past 4 weeks.
You're right about that. End around play. Romaine Bowens gets his first touch of the day. A freshman from Virginia Beach, Virginia, had a great high school football and basketball career. Back to the Geico difference makers already, Arch, a career best 230 passing yards for Garrettson.
Done a really nice job mixing in the quick game, and when they've asked him to take it downtown, he's been able to find his receivers and connect.
Harding makes a great catch over the middle. The former Aussie rules football star at 27 years old. Scott Harding from Brisbane, Australia, down under, gain of 30. He is a versatile player for Hawaii.
Very nicely done. Man-to-man coverage, no safety in the middle of the field. Nice strike.
First down. Harding stays busy, makes the catch. Take level right, slams him down. After the game there to Scott Harding.
On the tackle is Take Glover right.
Leads Hawaii in catches, coming in with 33. He was a holder last year for Hawaii as well. Norm Chow said, look, we got to back off on one of his duties. Laka is hit by Kyler Fackrell. So Arch, Scott Harding in his 6th year. There he is, former AFL, Australian Football League player. He was a big star down there. He's like one of the All-Pros, sort of our equivalent of that. Also a junior national player several years in Australia. Third down, over the middle. Gant is back from his illness. Evan told us about in the first half. Makes a nice catch over the middle. Hit by Quentin Bird, first down.
Todd Orlando trying to dial up some pressure. Maurice Alexander coming off of the weak side, and for Schroeder getting the ball out nicely under the heat.
First down. Schroeder airs it out. Kirkwood makes the catch. Touchdown, Keith Kirkwood. From 33 yards out, the true freshman from Neptune, New Jersey, has his 3rd career touchdown catch.
This drive coming out to start the 3rd quarter was absolutely perfect. This is exactly what Norm Chow envisioned when thinking about how his offense wants to be ran. It was crisp, it was precise, and they were able to connect on the big play, beating Nevin Lawson.
Tyler Haddon's got the PAT. Now remember how good a team Hawaii's been in the second half. They have rallied time and time again, only to come up short in all 7 losses. They're 0-7 this season.
Yeah, the tempo and the precision and the aggressiveness at which this offense came out, just a nice job by Schroeder again. And Kirkwood is able to get behind Lawson, who again is their best cover guy here on the Aggie defense. And beautifully done, beautifully executed. You've seen two big-time throws here in this drive from Sean Schroeder, the earlier one to Scott Harding down the middle that split the safeties, and again, being able to strike in scoring position and coming down with a touchdown. Excellent job. This is what Norm Chow wants to see from his offense, executing at this level.
Keith Kirkwood, the freshman from New Jersey, was a great basketball player. Several Division I basketball offers. Only one in football in Hawaii. Rutgers came in late on him on the football side, but he stuck to his Hawaii commitment. It's quite a story. Take level right. Travis Reynolds deep to receive the kick here from Tyler Haddon. And that's out of bounds, which means 35-yard line is where Utah State takes over a penalty. Let's take a look at our Lowe's game improvements here.
Yeah, the Rainbow Warriors, they have to improve on third down. They were awful in the first half, only 3 of 8 third down conversions, and that leads to the time of possession where they got dominated. Convert, sustain some drives, you're going to be okay. And for the Utah State Aggies, they have to stay the course, and that obviously is something they didn't do on that last drive. They played a perfect first half, both offensively and defensively, but you saw some big plays right there from the Rainbow Warriors offense that the Aggies can't afford to do here in the second half.
Lowe's never stop improving. Here comes Utah State. Garrettson, DiMartino carries the mail. Second level, breaks a tackle. Art Laurel finally catches up with him, along with John Hardy Tuliao. It's a nice pickup for DiMartino of 21 yards. He's got 91 rushing yards in the game today.
And 2 defenders at the point of attack. 2 missed tackles, one from the first level on the line of scrimmage, and the other from one of their best players, the strong safety, John Hardy Tuliao.
First down. Screen pass, JoJo Natson brings it in. Cut down by D. Majid. A junior from Tacoma, Washington, makes a nice play in space. On the catch by Natson, no gain there for JoJo. What do you think? Does he look about 147 to you? We saw him at the walkthrough yesterday. Shockingly skinny is Bruce Natson, but he's pretty good, isn't he?
Yeah, he's quick as a hiccup, and the way they design their packages to get him involved in the offense suits what he does very nicely.
Second down, DiMartino breaks a tackle. First down, a lot more for Joey DiMartino. Charles Clay tracks him down eventually. Another big pickup for Utah State as they keep on trucking with a run game, and that puts DiMartino over 100 yards for the day.
And one of the focuses of the offense, because of all the injuries, is to lean on that veteran offensive line. And for the center, Tyler Larson, who is the leader of this group, doing a nice job pulling around to the left side and making some space for his running back.
Gain of 17. Garrettson. JoJo Natson has the catch. Score out of bounds. After another nice pickup, Gerald Garcia Williams, one of the top defenders for Hawaii. Dad Gerald played in the NFL, linebacker for the Steelers. Quite a few NFL connections on this Hawaii roster, including Taylor Graham, whose dad, Scott, longtime NFL starter. Natson makes another catch on the screen. Getting a lot of touches in the game today. TJ Timatu-Ia makes the tackle. Today's Red Zone being brought to you by Verizon.
That's another Aggie.
JoJo Natson has 7 touches arch in the game today. He's very versatile. Being looked at on the bench now. First down, DiMartino navigates right, breaks some tackles, drags tackles even further. Majid finally makes the play on Joey DiMartino. He's up to 111 rushing yards in the game today. At New Mexico 2 weeks ago, in the last Aggie game, a career best 144 rushing yards for Joey.
And I think the Aggies, their job here in the second half is to kind of use that size and maybe get after this smaller Hawaii front.
Second down. Garrettson sets. Throws. Juggled. Reynolds almost brought down a spectacular touchdown catch, but it's incomplete in the end zone. And Hawaii has a player shaken up. D Magic is slow to get up. He and Charles Clay on cover.
Go inside, go quarterback.
Well, it's hard to see again what happened there, but Garrettson, his arm was hit right there off of a pressure, and that's why the ball floated the way it did.
D Magic being attended to by Hawaii trainers. We'll take a timeout. Update you on his status when we return.
College football on CBS Sports Network is being brought to you by Sonic. Sonic Super Crunch chicken strips are juicy and crunchy. By Allegra Allergy Relief. Fast, non-drowsy 24-hour allergy relief that starts working in 1 hour. And by Northrop Grumman. The value of performance.
He is the legend of Utah State football, two-time All-American. For the Aggies, 14 Pro Bowls with the Rams. His number 74 retired by the Rams, member of the College Football and Pro Football Hall of Fame. Famous actor, broadcaster, the late Merlin Olsen. Third down, Garrettson. Escapability, and eventually is put down just inside the 15-yard line. Daniel Masifilo makes the play defensively, no gain there for Garrettson and the Aggies, and field goal try upcoming.
And again, Utah State, the Aggies doing a nice job driving downfield, but Hawaii defensively again forcing the 3 points, and so they're giving up some big plays here and there, but in the red zone here the last couple times they've done a good job of being stout and not allowing the 6 points.
Utah State tries for his 4th field goal of the day. Diaz has another. Nick Diaz has got 3 of the 4. Jake Thompson a 52-yarder. At the end of the first half, the other. Matt Wells pleased. 3 more on the board for his Aggies. They lead by 16.
Was I eating cookies?
26-10, Utah State has a lead. Let's take a look at the Go RVing road trip facts. Whose big blue bus is that, Arch? Who's driving that? You hear that?
I know it's not mine.
Dave Ryan on the road. Hey everybody, big blue bus here. We're in Atlanta, Georgia, driving south back to Melbourne, Florida. It's been a great time so far at GoRVing.com. Nothing like life in a motorhome with a family. And of course, college football. What a trip it was. We made it back last Saturday, Arch. There's the kickoff, and St. Just's watches that go through the end zone for a touchback. Pretty fun. We covered 6,100 plus miles, 61 days on the road, and 12 states. We kind of took the same route back. Just a great time for everybody in our family. We enjoyed it. My wife Tess and I, all the kids had a great time. Happy to be back, especially Florida in November. Perfect climate. You know that being Arizona guys.
Yeah, I sure do. And you look like a young John Madden in that bus during football season trying to make it happen. So I'm glad it was you in that bus and not me. Anything over 3 hours is a little bit too much for me to sit behind a wheel.
Donnie King Jr. has the catch there. Nevin Lawson makes the play. It was a fantastic experience with the family. No question about that. It was Harding on that catch, by the way. Second down.
And off to
Stephen Laka. Short game, back down to Evan.
Guys, the injuries are starting to pile up for Utah State. Ronald Butler's out. We saw him go down. That's a left shoulder injury. Ryan Sweet, strong safety. We saw an interception in the first half. He's actually out as well for this game, a right shoulder injury. So that back end needs a little help.
Wow, that's a lot of injuries already. Offense, Evan, as we know, has been devastated. Third down, Schroeder. And Kent climbing the ladder, cannot make the catch. Vigil and Nevin Lawson on coverage defensively for Utah State. Punt time for Sean Schroeder and the Hawaii offense. They have been a very good fourth quarter team, so if you're thinking about a comeback, it's very possible. Third quarter, they've been outscored by a lot this year. That's been a problem time for them. 66-21 on the year coming in. Here's Harding. And he'll kick with the right foot this time. That's some hang time, not bad. Immediately met on the return.
By his own guy.
JoJo Natson got belted there by Stewart. Rashard Stewart, a backup quarterback on special teams, hits his own guy. No yards on the 39-yard punt. Today's Northrop Grumman aerial performance of the game. Darryl Garrettson.
Nice job connecting downfield. Seen some big plays down the field by both of these offenses today, and this one was a perfect strike. Great coverage underneath by Art Laurel, the linebacker. And Garrettson having a pretty solid game here.
Robert Marshall gets his first carry of the game. Runs over a couple of Hawaii tacklers before Tavita Latimua makes the tackle defensively for Hawaii. Garrettson's numbers, 22 of 33, 240 passing yards, and 1 touchdown today. Career high for passing yards already. For the freshman from the Phoenix area, Arches High School, Chandler High.
We like to call that the C.
The C?
Yes.
All right.
And that's not grade point averages, Rhino.
Marshall is hit by Art Laurel on the screen pass. Come on, man. You had a great GPA before you walked on the Sun Devils. Gritty, grindy, speedster.
Yeah,
they had to put a little weight, right? But you had that 40-yard dash time that impressed those ASU coaches. You got your scholarship pretty quickly, didn't you?
It took a year.
Took a year.
Yep, took a year.
All right. We won't get into a precise GPA if you don't want.
I'll pass.
Third down. Garrettson feels some heat. And delivers a beautiful pass to Reynolds. Travis Reynolds breaks a tackle inside the 35-yard line of Hawaii. A big pickup before Henderson finally bumped him out of bounds. Gain of 39.
Well, pretty much the same exact play as we saw on the play of the game. It starts with really good protection. That allows Garrettson to just step up right in there before he's able to get smacked. And then again, right over the underneath coverage, and he's able to hit his guy in stride.
Over 100 receiving yards for Reynolds. Big day, 7 for 122. Marshall keeps on trucking. CSL Matungiese runs into Robert Marshall. He is a load at 6 foot 220 pounds. Marshall, the senior from Dallas. He tore his ACL last year. This year's daughter Joe Hill tore his this year, and Robert has done a lot to help Joe Hill overcome the emotion of being out for the season.
And if
they want, the key guys lost.
And if they want to just get downhill and grind it out, power it out, Robert Marshall is going to be your guy. 6 foot 219 pound senior. That's what he does best, is get downhill with the shoulder square.
Here's second down. True freshman. Pump fake. Deep ball. Reynolds, touchdown. Touchdown. 30 yards out. Travis Reynolds. Diaz has the PAT. 8 catches, tying a career high for Reynolds. 152 yards. It's a new career high for Travis. From Garrettson, 6 more for the home team. Utah State is in great shape. True freshman Darryl Garrettson continues to add up his career high passing yards numbers, up to 307. Arts this great connection to Travis Reynolds.
And when you commit resources in the box, it becomes about one-on-ones on the outside. And Majid in great position, but at the top of the route is where Travis Reynolds is able to win. And of course, Rhino, it takes 2 to make things go right. Beautiful pass from Darryl Garrettson to drop that thing right in the basket.
You're not going to sing for me? Come on.
I thought about it, but we'll save that.
St. Just's. Kind of a knuckler, and that's over his head for a touchback. Hawaii gets it at its 25. Garrettson continues a big day. Not everyone can be a quarterback, so get inside the minds of those who can. Join Phil Simms, Rich Gannon, Steve Berline, and Adam Shine on NFL Monday QB, delivered by FedEx, Monday at 6:30 Eastern, only on CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. You know where Adam Shine went to school, don't you?
ASU?
ASU, Syracuse University. I taught him in the class I taught back in the day at the Newhouse School. One of many out there.
I think Adam Shine's great. I love
He's awesome.
to him.
He's awesome. Laka off left tackle. Pulls tacklers forward and pushes the pile as well. He's outside the 25 to the 26. Gain of 6 for the freshman running back for Hawaii. Still no Joey Iosefa, 240-pound star back for the Rainbow Warriors. Norm Chow told us this week, one player we couldn't afford to lose this year was Iosefa.
Yeah, that was the guy, and hopefully they're going to get a chance to bring him back and try and make the offense a little bit less one-dimensional.
He's a 240-pound wrecking ball. On the trip, could play at Navy next week. Laka is the guy now, though. And he's tripped up shy of the marker. He needs the 35 for the first down. Jake Dowdy has another tackle, gain of 2. QB comparison, Arch, what do you think here?
Well, I think you look at Darryl Garrettson, 307 passing yards in a young career, 2 touchdowns, and I think the big story for Sean Schroeder, he's been able to hit some big plays down the field, but the 2 interceptions have been absolutely deadly.
Pressure on Schroeder, looking for Keith Kirkwood, incomplete near midfield, lost it on coverage. And a lot of heat coming into the face of Sean Schroeder again.
And here's the thing, when you look at this offense, if they don't get big plays down the field in big chunks, they have had a really tough time sustaining drives the entire season. And so they don't have that ability to convert on third down and get those first downs and keep these 10, 12 play drives alive. So that's why you see them losing the time of possession and you see them getting a hole late, early in games.
Elvis Kamana Matangi on pressure there. Harding, rugby style, goes to the right foot this time. Almost always gets that end-over-end bounce from his days playing Australian rules football. He is quite a punter and punt returner and wide receiver for Hawaii. 39-yard kick. The Matt Wells team is in control. I love it. Yeah. In the parking lot. A little post-game tailgate going on there. That is fantastic. I love the moves. Clearly, they've taken some classes together.
Yeah.
That's good couple stuff.
That's hardcore.
I love it.
I'm
what
jealous.
A beautiful sight. Bear River Mountains, part of the Wasatch Mountain chain, part of the Rocky Mountains here in Logan, Utah. Spectacular scenery from Romney Stadium, Merlin Olsen Field. What a setting. Here's the kid, Garrettson, who's had a tremendous day. Over center. DiMartino looks for some room right, and he is stopped shy of the 30. Garrettson replacing the great Chucky Keaton Arch, who has been up with us in the press box. There he is, far left side of the screen in the blue cap. Got the headset on. Chucky was knocked out on our air. First quarter against BYU, torn ACL. Initially, meniscus and MCL were thought to be torn. They were not. Surgery week ago Tuesday, and he's doing fine. We saw him at halftime, said hello, and he's in good spirits. Second down. Van Leeuwen on a slant. Brings it in from the slot. And Arch going back to the game against BYU. First quarter. Absolute devastation for the Utah State season with such high hopes. As Matt Wells told us yesterday, the great athlete Chucky Keaton he's like Gumby. He thought he'd just bounce up, be okay.
Yeah, he's taken dozens of shots like that. He's been in a lot of situations, and sometimes that's what happens. You get a running quarterback. They have a tendency to get injured, but obviously you never like to see that, and a huge blow to this offense and this football team.
Lots of movement. And flags down. And here's the call.
False start. Offense, number 74. 5-yard penalty, first down.
That's Kevin Wimpy, identical twin brother of Kyle, who's lost for the year with an ACL tear. And there's Chucky on the headset. Close to some other Utah State coaches listening in. Evan spoke with Chucky pregame.
I did, guys, and for a guy 12 days out of surgery, he looked really good. No crutches. He was working with Garrettson in pregame warm-ups, offering, obviously, advice. Asked him about his motivation. It's to get back. He looked determined, even though it's a long road ahead.
DiMartino slammed down there, Evan, by Tavita Woodard. Nice defensive play for Hawaii. And we did ask Chucky a couple times to come to the booth with us and join either Evan on the sidelines or you and I, Arch, but he said, no, I want to listen in the headsets and contribute, participate during the game. No distractions for me, thank you. But it's good to see him doing well on the road to recovery. Should be back for fall camp next year. Second down, screen is set, intercepted. Tavita Woodard with a punt. Woodard inside the 5. Garrettson knocked him down. It's a big play defensively for Hawaii. First interception of the year for Woodard.
That's a great play. Woodard playing the right defensive end spot. They were trying to set up a screen over there to the left. He reads it perfectly, and Garrettson not expecting him to be there in the throwing lane, and he comes up with a big play on his offense. He's going to see, there he is right there, Woodard. He reads screen, and Garrettson throws the ball right to him.
Laka quickly trying to take advantage. Fackrell got there first and helped drag him backwards. Did get a little bit of real estate, not much. It'll be second down coming up. Tavita Woodard's second career interception, had one last year. The senior from Honolulu and JC transfer. Big play.
Well, he's got to get to the house now. Don't let the quarterback tackle him.
Little option look. Little end around. Gant the touch and the cutback, and he's cut down. Hit right away there by Zach Vigil, team's second leading tackler. Loss of 1. That play blew up for Hawaii. Third down.
It's a great job of reading your keys and not being fooled, being disciplined, understanding it's a reverse, retracing your steps and making a tackle out there in space. We haven't talked about the linebackers much in this game, but you can see they have the ability to make plays one-on-one.
Third down. Schroeder throws. Intercepted. Kyle Fackrell with a pick for Utah State. And here he goes on the run back. Kyle Fackrell is going to take us all the way for a Utah State touchdown. He's in 98 yards for the Aggies. How about that for the sophomore?
Well, Coach Matt Wells said that Kyler Fackrell was going to have an impact in this game, and he's been relatively quiet so far. We haven't said his name much, but when the defense needed to make a stop after maybe a momentum-changing play by the Rainbow Warriors defense, one of the best athletes on the football field, Fackrell, with the big pick six. Great play out there, and that's the way to step up for your defense.
Tax on the PAT. It is the third longest pick six in Utah State history. Fourth career interception for Fackrell, officially 99 yards. And the first of his season, fourth career pick. He had 3 last year.
And you usually see him rushing the passer. He's going to be on the left side of your screen. You don't see him on the screen right now, but he's going to go out to the flattened coverage on the fullback. There he is. And how about that? The hands, the coverage, to be able to go through the receiver to the football. What about the yards after the catch and the moves? This guy is an absolute freak. 6'5", 245 pounds out there. Big fella's going to be tired. Might need some oxygen after that race.
Sophomore from Mesa, your neck of the woods in the Phoenix area. And freak's the right word. In speaking with 2 of his teammates and Matt Wells, head coach for Utah State yesterday, they all said, Fackrell, what potential.
Athlete like that should have went to Chandler High.
St. Just bobbles and will take the knee wisely for a touchback. Now the struggles continue for Norm Chow, who has still not won a road Mountain West game. This is second season. If they lose today, he'll drop to 1-13 in league play. The only victory at home, November 24th, a 48-10 win against UNLV last season. It's his only league victory so far.
And just think how big of a difference would it have been if Tavita Woodward would have been able to get in the end zone. So that touchdown-saving tackle from Daryl Garrettson, I mean, that's a major swing right there for the Aggies.
Taylor Graham has taken over as a quarterback for Hawaii, and Harding has the catch. Hit over the middle on the short game there. Nailed by Tavares McMillan. And here's Graham, son of Kent Graham, a longtime NFL starter. Graham, some pressure, little shovel pass to Clark Evans, the tight end, and it is complete out to the 30-yard line. McMillan again involved offensively. So Graham, Arch, began the season as Hawaii's starter. A disastrous game, sacked 7 times against USC, 4 picks thrown. Hurt against San Jose State. Now he's the guy. Rolling right, throws in the middle, nearly picked off by Nevin Lawson. Intended for Keith Kirkwood, incomplete.
And you saw what USC did the other night to Oregon State, and Sean Mannion and Brandon Cooks pretty much did the same thing. And for Taylor Graham, you know, he was supposed to be the guy. He was at Ohio State for 2 seasons, had to sit out last year because he transferred, and he looks the part. He's a big guy with a strong arm, but because Sean Schroeder has had the 4 hot games since taking over as a starter, when Graham hurt his shoulder, Graham hasn't had the opportunity, but he will.
Rugby kick again for Harding. JoJo Matson watches that bounce and takes it on a couple of hops. Got the great wheels, almost broke it. JoJo Matson was the Mountain West Special Teams Player of the Week 2 weeks ago. Brought one back for a punt return for a touchdown against the Lobos, and had another punt return TD wiped out due to a penalty on the play. He's electrifying. 18-yard return. Matt Wells so impressed with what Bruce Nadson's been able to do for his team. A real weapon, especially without Chucky Keaton and Joe Hill. 2 offensive stars out for the year.
And I have a feeling the rest of this game is going to be the Joey DiMartino show right between the tackles.
Right on cue. He'll bounce it outside. DiMartino.
Joey DiMartino, the ball carrier. That bound by Charles Clay.
Charles Clay, the SMU transfer, makes the play. Loss of 1 for Joey. Over 100 yards though for the day. 20 carries, 104, and 1 touchdown for DiMartino, coming off that bust-out career game at New Mexico, where he scored 4 touchdowns in the win over the Lobos.
And that's about where they want him to be. They want him to be right around that 20-carry mark.
Second out. Garrettson. Slam. Tip. Nearly intercepted. Incomplete. Morrill. Coverage there on Travis Van Leeuwen. 3rd down coming up. Utah State, as we've seen, very dangerous, even without some of their big stars. They did lose the Boise State head-to-head here a couple weeks back on our air. Broncos play Colorado State tonight, 8 Eastern, on CBS Sports Network. 3rd down. Pressure from Ataniese. Running Garrettson. Tries to spin away from a tackle and cannot. End of 3. Play there by Trayvon Henderson. Utah State, great shape. A 30-point lead. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network.